What's going on, my people? This your boy, Mr. OBF. Back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. All right, man. Let's get it in, man. Your boy, uh, Brandon Tatum, he decides to go out here and disrespect Miss Obama. Basically say that that she's not good looking. She's not fine. Basically saying that she's not a very attractive woman. If you, you can say anything when you say somebody ain't fine or they ain't good looking. You can say any goddamn thing. But Brandon Tatum decides to say that bullshit, and we gonna break it down a little bit. Like, listen, man. Look, at this point with Brandon Tatum, um, we know he a coon. We know that he in a sunken place. We get that. But at this point, I just want him just to kind of admit that he just anti-black, right? Just admit that. You have no reason to keep pretending that uh you care about black people, you like black people. Um, at this point, like just say that you anti-black. You hate black people. We know you say a lot of the hateful shit out your mouth about black people. Because you hate yourself. We get that part. But stop pretending that you care about black folks. Um, because if you cared about black people, you would understand that as much as you dislike, just say Miss Obama, right? It's a lot of black people that love her and acknowledge her and appreciate her, right? For what she has done and her being in the position that she has been in and things like that and what she has accomplished in her life. She's role models to young folks. A lot of black folks. Not just black people, but I'm just sticking to our people, but it's a lot of young black girls that admire her. And so for this dude to get out here and continue to go on this rant about Michelle Obama, um, you know, you know, basically saying she's ugly. Um, you know, it's just weird that 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 dudes like that disrespect black women the way they do, but pretend that they care about black women. It's just weird to me. You know what I mean? But if you are a self hating person, are we really that shocked? But anyway, let's get into it, people. And we're gonna talk about Austin Metcalf. Uh, it comes out. Listen, I said this shit a while ago. I said this little dude was most likely a bully, and he probably was a little racist, right? Like he was a little racist, not like a little bit of racist. Like he just a little person that's a racist, right? Um, and I said that. I said this dude is probably a racist, And then when his dad came out, I wasn't shocked. Like it kind of proved my point, but this even more proves my point. So I was actually really right. You know what I mean? I just, my whole thing is if I don't try to label people to be something that I don't have no evidence of, right? I can assume, I would say, I ain't 100% sure that this kid ain't a racist, right? I wasn't 100% sure about that. And then his daddy came out, it lessened even more of the percentage wise of me not knowing that if this kid was a racist or not. But now I'm 100%. I knew this kid was a racist, and his brother is probably a racist. His mama probably a racist. I mean, it just is what it is. But let's move on.
Hey, ADNC fam, I hope all is well. Let's just get into this conversation. I have been watching the things that Brandon Tatum has been saying, and I've been really quiet because the things I want to say, I had to temper myself and I had to sit for a minute. But the other day, I came across a video of him talking about Michelle Obama and, you know, insulting her looks. Here again, another black man denigrating a black woman for no reason. I
Listen,
mean, Michelle.
it's not even just that. It was uncalled for. It was uncalled for. Like, and it's weird, bro. It's very weird, right? It was definitely uncalled for, but it was weird. It was like it came out of the blue. Like, you know, that's why a lot of times, you know, even if you interacting with a chat, right? You got to be very conscious of what you're saying. Now, listen, he comes out with an excuse. Hopefully I do have that video, but I highly doubt it. Uh, I seen it, but I just don't remember. I don't remember saving it or nothing like that. But anyway, like I said, it just was uncalled for. It wasn't. He didn't have to do it. It just, like I said, when you're anti-black, everything that a black person, the way they look, the way they walk, the way they smell, like he hates himself, right? So let's move on.
Was living her best life, and he's married to one of the folks. So here again is another black man who's married to one of the folks and is taking time out of his, I guess, busy schedule to disrespect and insult a black woman and pit that black woman against his wife. So take a look at what he has to say. Then we're also going to look at what Dr. Umar.
And then listen, and you gotta think about it. He tried to play victim, right? So he did some shit that he went after the DL Hughley said some shit about him, and motherfuckers was getting out on him about how his wife looked and all this other shit. Like I said, he the one brung this this situation to a whole nother level. It's one thing of criticizing Miss Michelle Obama because of policies or you're not that fond of them, right? But then when you cross a line of disrespecting another man's wife and black people, black men, as me, of you disrespecting black women, it's like, come on, bro. Even if that ain't my wife, I'm not okay with you disrespecting another woman. You can't disrespect a woman in front of me and I'm supposed to be like, yo, that's on them. That's their business. Like, nah, I won't allow that shit. It could be my friend. I'm not going to sit there and allow him to disrespect this woman in front of me, his wife or whoever, his girl, whatever. Like, that's not going to happen. So I don't know why he's trying to play victim like everybody coming after him. Also, you decided to make this about your wife as well as disrespecting a black woman and trying to compare them. When, like, dude, that's like the number one rule you don't do as a black person, to try to compare your woman looks or just compare or just even if his woman was black. You don't compare women. Like that's like some sucker shit. Like I don't like he's not a real man, like you know what I mean? But so I'm not shocked about it, but real men don't do that shit to compare their women. You don't do that. Usually men be like, yeah, yo, I'll be going through that same shit. Like, you get what I mean? When we talk, if we having a conversation about our women, like, yeah, my girl be like that too. Like, we don't be trying to compare them of like how they look and shit like that, right? Like, it's like you don't do that. Like that's sucker shit. That's not man shit, right? And then on top of that, he tried to compare his white wife, to a black woman. Like, nigga, that's the number one rule of a no-no in the black community. You don't do that. But like I said, when you're self-hating, you don't really care about what black people feel about this situation. He don't really care. He only care about them white racists that pay him the money to go viral saying this goofy shit. And like I said, when it's no consequences for coons, they continue to go down this road. Stephen A. Smith back out here cooning again. Like, it's like these dudes, they're not losing in the way that we think they're losing, right? Brandon Tatum is so far gone, it ain't nothing that black people can say to him to like humble him. So at this point, you just gotta wait for that nigga call to happen for him. Just like it happened to Candace Owens. Like, I'm not doing that with Brandon Tatum. I'm not angry at this dude no more. It's like, yo, at this point, yo, you just pitiful. You're a pitiful. You're a pitiful soul. Like, you're not a good human being at this point, bro. And it's like, all right, bro, do you? But stop. My whole thing is that I keep talking about this niggas. I don't want this to be normal to young black men to think this type of shit is okay. This ain't okay. This ain't no real man. He's not a real brother. Yeah, he black, but he ain't a real brother. He ain't one of us. This nigga is not like us. Real black men don't do this. Real young black men don't do this type of shit and speak this way about black women. But let's move on.
Are said about black men who are out here online insulting and disrespecting black women. So let's just take a look first at what Brandon Tatum had to say.
Care what nobody say. Now, I don't know if she a man or not. I don't think she is. But I will say, y'all quit lying to this woman, act like she cute, though.
The dude say he come off on some conspiracy stupid shit. That's why you can't really take a nigga like this that serious to a certain extent or like believe anything he says. Not even a little bit. He comes off with a conspiracy theory talking about, you know, I don't know if she a man or not. What? Listen, bro. To each his own to how people believe of how good looking that woman is or a woman is to them. Right? Like everybody had their opinion and shit. Like if I had an opinion about a homeboy wife or girl or how good looking she is or not, I keep that shit to myself. Right? That ain't no shit that even if I was thinking it, I wouldn't even mention it at all. It wouldn't be nothing I would say. Like, you know what I mean? If I ain't think she was all that or nothing. Right? Like, you just don't do that. Like, at a certain point when you're a grown ass man. This dude is over 40 years old. Like, at a certain point, bro, I don't give a fuck how a woman looks to me. That ain't my woman. That ain't my girl. So I don't really care how she look at night. It's about how my homie feel or that person feel about they woman. Got nothing to do with me. I don't really give a fuck. It ain't my woman. But if I find her attractive or not, I keep that shit to myself. About any man's woman or whatever. Like, you get what I mean? To a certain extent, right? Because, like I said, I'm not the type of person that will sit back and allow disrespect in this type of manner. No, we're going to talk about how your wife look. You cross the line. So, you know, and you put your woman out there to be criticized. But anyway. But, you know, the point of him talking about, I don't know if she's a man or not. Like, dude, this is a conspiracy theory type of shit that the right came up with, white racists say, and you going down that conspiracy theory lane with that bullshit. This Miss Obama is a woman, 100% woman. She had children, and nigga, nobody listen. At this point, even if she wasn't a woman, what do it matter to you for? Why does it matter? He ain't talking about I'm tired of people saying that she's fine, she's good looking. Like, dude, keep that to yourself. That's our preference. Or be present. I believe there's no disrespect to Miss Obama or my wife or Barack. Miss Obama is fine. I don't know what this nigga's looking at. And listen, and looks don't always make a person look at another person as far as their looks and thinking that they're very good looking or fine. It's the personality that goes with that. Real grown up people. I'm not talking about this immature ass, grown ass dude. This woman is strong. She's highly educated. She carries us. Her demeanor is good. Like, she's a good person. So you can miss me with just looking at a woman. Well, we already know you have bad taste in women. Was this your second or third wife or some shit like that? So we know you got bad taste in women. But, you know, let's move on.
So let's just take a look first at what Brandon Tatum had to say.
Care what nobody say. Now, I don't know if she a man or not. I don't think she is. But I will say, y'all quit lying to this woman, act like she cute, though. But Michelle Obama is not a good-looking woman. And it's okay to not be good-looking. Everybody can't be fine, like my wife.
All right, so that's what he had to say.
Said, everybody cannot be fine, like my wife. Let me put this out here. Let's go off his dumbass narrative. He said, everybody can be fine like my wife. Brandon Tatum, did you tell everybody that your wife had all types of plastic surgery done to her face? Even if you just say she's fine, right? But she had to do plastic surgery to look good. To you. For whatever reason. But she did have plastic surgery done. From all we know, Miss Obama ain't never had no plastic surgery. So, I mean, what do you think is fine? Like, we got to question what your thought process of how you feel about women being fine. Because a lot of these women that get plastic surgery to their face, that shit look horrible. I mean, it's just my honest opinion. Ain't, you know, I ain't knocking. I ain't saying all of them look bad, but nah. We ain't rocking with that. Well, I ain't gonna say we. I ain't rocking with that. I don't really like women that get stuff done to their face. I don't care. A lot of times if it look good, you gotta keep that shit up. Miss Obama is 60-something years old, bro. And she look good for her age. Your wife is in her 40s getting plastic surgery done. And, huh? Come on, man. So, like, let's be honest about this. You talking about fine. Like, what do you consider fine? Your woman, going off of your bullshit, was fine. Your wife had to get plastic surgery done for you to think she fine. Or still look fine. Miss Obama don't haven't had any plastic surgery for all we know. And come on, bro. Miss Obama is natural. Your wife been under the knife, nigga, to look the way she look, and then like I said, she ain't all that good looking. Cause like I said, he brung up one point. He said, I seen this shit. He brung up this one point of like, yeah, people talking about how took some pictures of my wife when she got plastic surgery done. Listen, bro. Without makeup, she ain't all that good looking. Even with the plastic surgery. She ain't all that. I ain't gonna call. Listen, I ain't gonna be disrespectful like you was being disrespectful to Miss Obama about your wife. That's your type. That's how you feel. That's what you think is fine. She ain't all that good looking. Like you think she's not like this dime piece or some shit. I ain't gonna call her ugly. Because I ain't gonna be as ignorant and stupid as you are. But I ain't gonna call your wife ugly. She ain't all that good looking. Like, what the fuck are you comparing her to Michelle Obama? No. She's not as good looking as Michelle Obama. Because Miss Obama shit is natural. Your wife had to get shit done to her face. And she still ain't all that good looking. But Let's move on.
And this is him and his wife that he thinks is better looking than Michelle Obama. And to that, I'm just going to say, listen, why, Brandon, is Michelle Obama even in your mouth? So you think your wife is more attractive? All right, Mr. White Savior Complex man. You should, I guess. That's literally your wife. So you get a trophy for husband participation day.
And let me say this. The bad part about it is if he think that his wife is fine, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But when you're trying to compare her to another woman, that's the issue. Right there. Regardless if black or white. That should be an issue. That should be a red flag for a lot of people, even for his wife. Like, what do you why are you compare? If I'm his wife, I'm like, why are you comparing me to another woman? Like, that's some weird shit. Like I said, you want weird shit. Then the second part is, I would be very uncomfortable for this white woman that's his wife, for this dude to be trying to compare me to a black woman, of how I look better than her or not. And then for him to just come out of nowhere and say that this sister is not fine, and then say she not fine as my wife. Well, listen. Let me school you to some game, Brandon Tatum, since you just this self-hating Negro. Every man that is with their woman and they love their woman should always feel that their woman looks better than any other woman. Even if another motherfucker outside of their relationship doesn't feel that way. But what do it matter? Of course your woman looks better than another woman. You should have that thought process in your head. If you don't, then something wrong. So, you get what I mean? But why would I want to compare my wife to another woman? Of how good another woman looks compared to my woman. Even if it was good or bad. Even if I was bigging up my woman, my wife, saying how good looking she is to another woman. Why would I want to do that? That's some weird shit. That, like I said, that's some immature shit. You 40-something years old, bro. Grow up, man. Grow up. Yes, it's disrespectful. Yeah, it's self-hating. But you immature, bro. Grow up. You too grown for this shit.
Yes, but why does complimenting your white wife require using a black woman as a measuring stick?
Let's split up and look for clues.
Black woman as a measuring stick. Like, why? Why is she in your mouth? As I said earlier, Michelle Obama is somewhere living her life, married to her husband, Barack Obama, minding her business. And somehow, not only him,
Listen,
but so many.
Even if, right? Let's just say he talking about Michelle Obama. Like she said, Michelle Obama is living her best life, bro. She out here doing her, bro. But you don't want to compare. You went to looks. Okay, fine. Grown ass men, we deeper than that. Let's talk about accolades. Nobody know who the fuck your wife is. Even with you, I still don't know who the fuck your wife is. Now, I did a little research and found out who your wife was and used to be, and my understanding, she was basically kind of a whore running around in conservative circles. You know, allegedly, but you know. She's not as accomplished than Michelle Obama. I'll take, if Michelle Obama is not good looking, okay, she's not fine. I will take her accomplishments over her being fine. That's more attractive to me than her looks. I would take her over your wife, regardless if you think you going off your narrative. If you she's fine to, compared to your wife accolades. Like, I'm just being petty at this point, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to go down that road, like, I don't give a fuck if you think Michelle Obama is fine or not. Listen, bro, she's accomplished. I will take her any day of the week over your wife. It ain't nothing that your wife could do for me if I had a choice pick between Michelle Obama and your wife. Give a fuck how good looking she is. But, you know, I'm just being petty at this point. If you want to be disrespectful to sisters and shit, or to this sister in a way, I'm being petty.
Many people keep dragging her back into conversations about her face, about her body, about her femininity, about whether or not she's a man or a woman, and whether she meets somebody else's definition of beautiful. Who appointed you, sir? The authority on the beauty standard, okay? Sitting up there saying, oh, you guys, none of you y'all should stop saying she's cute. She's not cute. Who the hell are you? Do you have a mirror? What makes you cute? What makes your wife better looking? Let's just take a look at what Umar.
And let's just say, listen, people, because I don't really pay attention to Brandon Tatum like that, but a dude put out a video of showing how this dude looked. Right? We all know he look buff and all that shit, right? But that nigga lower bottom, this nigga looked like a never mind. Let's put it like this: he got hips like a woman. This nigga lower body looks like a woman. But he trying to talk about how people cute and shit like that. Or fine, or women. This dude is weird, bro. Shout out to my brother, brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? Yeah, man, the school start, man. I've been busy and shit like that. And I work weekends and shit, so I've been busy, bro. But I'm good though. But yeah, man, like this nigga, it's just weird, bro. I don't even know why he on this weird shit. This is my honest opinion. I just don't get it.
Also said about this, because I actually agree with everything that he said. So take a look at this.
My issue with black men, we're the only men I know of who goes on the internet, disrespects, degrades, and chastises their women in front of the whole world. I've never seen a Chinese man on the internet say, I want nothing to do with Chinese women. I've never seen a Jewish man on the internet say, Jewish women are worth nothing. I've never heard that. I've never seen an East Indian go on Twitter and do a 5-hour live on how much he hates East Indian women. We are the only men in this country who will publicly insult our women, do it gladly, and do it for fun. And here's what I'm going to say to black men.
And let me say this. He's right about that. But the other part of what that is that you have to understand that we've been, through generations, we have been brainwashed to think that way. Right? This shit comes back from slavery and being segregated and shit like that, and it's been taught to us, right? Not just only from our black men, elders or whatever, right? It doesn't just come from them, because they've been taught from them to a lot of us. They learned that shit through the shit that they was going through, right? So you gotta understand the mind state of black men, right? Like, if you educated enough, or you willing to learn, this shit ain't new. It's just that when we see it, we're starting to a lot of us are starting to wake up to it, of like, we disrespecting our black women, and we can't be doing that shit. But we can say that, but if you don't know the history of why we do it, you can't really comprehend why we do it, then, and listen, people are like, oh, well, you blaming the white man for that. Like, listen, yes, you can blame white people for that, right? Because this is a generational shit, right? Like this ain't no shit that just happened 10, 20 years ago, right? This shit happened over 100 years ago, almost 200 years ago. Like so, this ain't nothing. It's not new, but it's not nothing that just came. Like we just black men just started treating or saying certain things about black women the way we do, right? You get what I mean? Even when it comes to black sisters or how they act, right? This ain't nothing new, right? This is shit that been through history of how we've been acting and treating one another, or how we've been, uh, yeah, how we've been acting and how we've been treating one another. So, you know, it's just some clarity of if you don't know your history, you'll keep repeating the same shit over and over again. And just because you can acknowledge it, right? You say, "Oh, this shit is fucked up. We're doing this to each other." But if you don't know why, you will uh continue to make these same fucked up choices and mistakes if you don't know your history. That's why when people say, "Well, we can't keep living in the past," and all this other shit, Master P got people getting this at it. Like, dude, all black people don't know their history. So to tell black people, "Well, we should just stop blaming the white man for shit," if they don't really fully know why we blame white people for shit or blame slavery, if they don't know that and they don't really comprehend that, they're not being taught that, then you can't tell black people we need to get over shit. Stop blaming. Like, listen, just because I want to put this out here, this Master P shit. It was some ignorant shit that he said. And listen, I got respect for Master P, but all black people sometimes lose themselves when they start talking about shit and not clarifying. Or they get above themselves because they're doing some shit that other black people are not doing or not capable of doing right now or won't be capable of doing. See, my thing is, just because I do shit and I got this advantage of doing certain shit doesn't mean I don't be like have this brain of like you should be doing what I do. No, all black people are not in my situation. All black people wasn't raised the way I was raised. All black people don't think the way I think. But I don't get to get upset at black folks because they're not doing what I'm doing. Listen, if you got the knowledge and the wisdom to get to a certain point the way you are in your life and you're not doing certain black people are not doing what you're doing, you're supposed to teach. You're supposed to bring it to the attention of your people. But you don't shun them because listen, all black people are not going to be rich and famous. That's just not what it's going to be. All black people are not going to be have the thought process of somehow black folks that's are supposed to be leaders. Everybody's not a leader. And so for I can't stand when black people some black people get in positions where they get at where they have learned some shit and they get frustrated in a way because it's frustration too that why black people don't support black on black business because they don't know how to. A lot of black people don't know how to support black on black shit. You can listen. You can have black people in a whole community, right? It could be a whole black community, and the community could be good, but it's going to be some black people that's going to take their ass outside of that community and take their money somewhere else because it's cheaper prices. It just is what it is, right? And you can call it, whatever you want to call it, but it just is what it is. But you know, this whole notion that black people are the same and we gonna all get this shit because I got it or he got it, and we get frustrated because everybody else ain't getting it. A lot of us, our people ain't getting it. Well, nigga, that's the number one thing that I have had to learn. I have to have patience when it comes to my people. I don't get to give up on my people. I've been in a positions, a lot of my black people positions before. Yeah, some shit be ignorant to me. Some shit be, I be like, these motherfuckers, these niggas be tripping. But motherfuckers was saying the same shit about me. Right? Like, just because I move different and I got wisdom about a lot of shit, I don't know every fucking thing either. I don't try to pretend I know everything. And that's the problem with some niggas when they get in position. They think they know everything because it's what worked for them. Nigga, because what worked for you don't work for all black people. We may have to take certain different lanes to help our people. You may not be the one to help a lot of our black folks. You help some of them, but not all of them. Like, it's just weird shit. And you know, like I said, I took what Master P said. Yeah, it was out of pocket and shit like that. I'm okay with black people dragging his ass because he needs to be checked. But at the same time, I'm gonna show a little grace to him. Like, yo, he probably just frustrated. It's a frustration. It happens. I've been there. Like, yo, come on, man. Why y'all niggas doing this shit, man? Don't support this, don't support that. You don't think I get frustrated when I see black people? I'm like, yo, y'all know we keep giving out money to these white folks with this NFL shit. And niggas make excuses telling me, hey, well, you know what, Kenny, well, it's still black people, black men and shit, black women that is still a part of that organization. Don't mean shit to me. But that's to me. So, but they looking at it from their point of view. I understand it. I get it. But at the same time, to make a standard to create change, you can't still support some shit that they don't support you. Yeah, they giving all these young brothers millions of dollars and shit like that. I get it. Yes, it brings certain jobs and shit like that, but it's still disrespecting us. But like I said, just because I can see that and I understand that, doesn't mean I gotta be so pissed off at my people because they're doing they're not seeing it the way I see it. And then we just got some black people that just ignorant as fuck. They don't know shit. But you gon' like, I'm not gonna turn my back on them. Yes, I'm ashamed they ass because they need to be shamed. But I'm not going to turn my back on them, my people. Hopefully they learn. And you can't help all black people. I don't know why people think that. Some black folks are so gone. It ain't no helping them, bro. Some black folks are okay with being ignorant or not knowing. Some black people think they know, they got it together. Okay, cool. It worked for them. But like I always tell some of those black folks, don't come crying when the shit that we're talking about that you shouldn't have been doing or you shouldn't have been supporting, now that it affects you. And now you want to bring your ass over here and then like, it's a way you gotta explain this shit. But this whole notion of how Master P did it, like it was frustration. I believe it was frustration, but he was wrong, and he needed to be checked. And that's what everybody doing to him. Nigga, you need to be checked. And he want to come out with an apology. I mean, it's okay, it's cool. That don't mean all black people gonna forget what the fuck you said and forgive you. You gotta do better. I ain't gonna turn my back on Master P. I'm just like, yo, nigga, you do better, nigga. Next time, watch what you talking about. Watch how you speaking about our people. And we don't give a fuck where your platform, where you platforming at. Watch how you talk about us. Because there's black people out here that do only support black-owned black businesses. Some black folks are in communities where they It can't get a lot of this shit or black owned businesses or afford it. So you just dismissing some of these black folks that you claim they should be doing this or doing that. Yeah, we should be doing a lot of shit, but that don't mean that everybody can do it. Anyway, let's move on.
How dare you? How dare you criticize the black woman for not being treated like a king when you are not taking care of your kingdom?
The only thing I will say is that in regards to what he said about he doesn't see Asian men and South Asian men and other ethnicities online denigrating their black women, that is true. The only one that I will say that I have seen is the folks. So I will see white men who will insult white women, but only because they are involved with a black.
Listen, I told black men, well, I try to tell black men, listen, every black man is not in a good situation when it comes to black women in relationships as far as kids. So, you know what I mean? Every circumstance is different to me. I try to look at it from a different perspective of everybody is not, I don't, that's why I like dealing with people with relationships to a certain extent. Like, you don't know what's going on, right? When it comes to a black man not taking care of his kid, that woman can say he not taking care of his kid the way she want him to, right? But like I said, I always tell every black man, I say, look, if some black men be thinking this way of when a woman break up with a dude and she lived a lifestyle, listen, you should listen. At this point, you in a relationship. You should have been saving some of that fucking money instead of spending that shit, because no relationship is 100%, right? Like nothing's 100% in life. So it's a possibility you might not can't this man, y'all might not be together. You don't know when it's gonna happen. You don't wanna like kind of, you know, put that in the atmosphere, but you still need to like protect yourself. Like no woman should only, or man should only just depend on a woman for financially shit. This shit is weird to me. Like you always, I mean, when you put all into whatever you put in, like I said, situations is different. Certain relationships are different, but when it comes to kids, I don't like that shit. Like you leave kids out of that. When you're talking about y'all lifestyle or some shit, that's something different. But when it comes to kids, leave the kids out of that shit. If he was a good father when y'all was together, right? You have to understand as a woman that you understand that this man is not going to be able to give you the type of money and to give money to the kid the way he used to. Now he's living two lives. You ain't giving up shit in a way, right? Because you're asking him to pay for everything with the kid and you're going to use some of that money, right? It's like the nigga is still living there, but he's not. The nigga is paying when he's not living there. When he's taking care of his kids. And everybody's like, oh, well, you know, he supposed to do that's his kid. Yeah. But I can see, listen, I would understand that. Is she paying when the kid come over there? When the kid is with the father, is she helping paying some shit? No, she's not. She's not doing that. So, yeah, this man, he got to pay all his bills. Then he still got to down there pay her bills and half of her bills because of the kid or the kids. That's basically what is happening. So he's still paying to live somewhere that he's not living anymore. Listen, people, I had these discussions with dudes and women. And I always say this, leave the kids out of that shit. Whatever your fucking bills is, the only reason you want full custody of them kids is because you want this nigga to help you still pay your bills, which shouldn't be like that. When you get a divorce, however it breaks up, if he broke up with you, get a divorce. However, understand now you on your own. You gotta pay your own shit. unless it comes to the kid. And I mean, now look, of course, ain't no man gonna be let their kids starve or some shit like that. I get that, right? But at the same time, like the gas and electric shit like that, them bills like that, the keeping the roof over there, that's a woman's job. That's her job. She's single, regardless if they broke up or not. Like I always, and for a man, if you rich like that, you got some money. Especially a lot of these rich brothers. Listen, when you break up with your woman, listen, yeah, you don't want her to get half, but you be like, look, I'm gonna pay for these bills, all the bills, close everything for a whole year, and I'm gonna give you, just say it's a millionaire. I'm gonna give you 5 to 3 million. It depends the circumstances. Look, I'm gonna give you that. Like I would be that way. I know I would to like let her get back on her feet, even if she wanted to get a divorce from me. You know what I mean. My thing. Look, I pay for the bills for a whole year. Gotta worry about nothing for the kids. I'm not paying for your anything for your extra activities, but as far as the bills, I'm gonna keep. You can have a house. I'm gonna pay for the house, mortgage or whatever, rent, whatever it is. I'm gonna pay for a whole year if I can. If I'm a millionaire like that, and I'm gonna take care of the kids, whatever they need, I got it for a whole year. I'm doing everything, and after that, then you say, look, this is what as far as like if the kids got activities or some shit like that outside of that, because you giving her a whole year and you're gonna leave her with some money, right? So whatever she gonna do with the money you gave her from the marriage, she should be saving that shit, or she should be whatever she doing, but she should be looking for her to bring some income. She got a whole year to do that, right? That's enough time. That's enough money to save, and you're getting money every month of me doing that for you, right? Or I gave you, if you want it in a lump sum, I just give you 2, 3 million, 5 million, and it depends on the level of where a motherfucker is or how much money they got, right? So let's just say I'm worth 100 million, right? I got $100 million. All right, we built some shit together. I get it. Okay, cool. All right, I'm paid for a whole year for the kids, everything, the house, everything. I pay for it. You keep the house, whatever. All right, I'm worth $100 million. I give you 25 million straight out the gate. 25 million. Boom, you good. You ain't paying no bills. I'm paying for the cars, everything, or whatever. You want some car, or you want split the car? We split the cars. Cause at that point, I don't even want none of the goddamn cars anyway. Cause yeah, the insurance on the motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I'm probably going because I know, like I said, and it depends what the situation is. But my point is, all right, you want the car? I give you the house, and I got a business or some shit like that. Listen, I mean, you get down to like, it depends what you do, but it's like, yeah, you know, you still can have a percentage in the business. You don't run it, but you can have you be a solid partner with some percentage in the business. If we did the shit together, like I get that, but you're not going to act like I ain't the one that been doing this shit. Like, you get what I mean? Like, but it got to be a compromise. And then after that, like, just say the year's out, right? Listen, it shouldn't. I don't want no limitations on when I can get my kid. Like I wouldn't want that because I wouldn't do that to the mother of my child. Like, so say the kid, I get custody of the kid. I wouldn't do that to the mother. You come see the kid when you want the kid. Come get our kids anytime you want to. Unless I got something planned, like we'll do that shit. Like we lead the kids out of that. There are a lot of the fucked up shit in relationships comes with the parents bringing the kids in that shit, and that's how shit get the turmoil happen. Leave the kids out of that shit. That the kids already gonna have a hard time because shit ain't gonna be the same how it was when y'all was together. So they already got their own shit they going through. Why would we want to add on to that with our bullshit? Like, nah. And I understand you hurt, however, whoever hurt, however y'all broke up. I understand that. But you do not bring kids involved in certain shit. And no woman should be telling, oh, well, I got the kids. You know, it should be like, look, we ain't worrying about, you know, if it come down 50-50 with the kids, that's what we do. But it shouldn't even be that. It should just be like, look, they gonna live with her. Yes, I gotta talk to her about certain shit. You know what I mean? If I get the kid or not, you know, look, I'm at the kids this week. I'm off, you know, I'm gonna get them, you know, is it okay? Like, it's like when it comes to your kids, you should be an adult about that shit. You should be able to pick your kid up, like, call me, like, look, I'm coming to pick the kids up. It shouldn't be this weird shit. Well, the law says you can go pick them. Nah, bro. It's my fucking kid. And I wouldn't do that to you. Your mom say, look, you gotta go home, you gotta go the fuck home. Tell my kid, look, I'm gonna stay with you, daddy. Oh, listen. You gotta go back home. That's how me and mom's planned it. And then you sit down with your kids too, like when it comes to shit like that, visitation, and I don't even fuck a visitation. It's just planning shit together of when you could, what you can do with your kid. If I got something planned for my kid, I'm calling the mother of my kid, be like, look, I got something planned. I want to do something for the kids. You think it's okay? I mean, you ain't got nothing planned for them. You know, it's okay. I can do this with them. It's like shit you got to work out, bro. Be grown about that shit. But a lot of times they can't be grown about that shit. A lot of people can't be grown about that shit because some of the fact they take whatever the reason that they broke up and they put that shit in, they involve that shit with them kids. And then now they beefing, and people seem like, oh, they beefing over the kids. They're not. They're beefing over because of however they broke up. This between them two. And yes, you in a vulnerable situation. You vulnerable and you upset and you mad because of the relationship ended however it ended. But you don't take that shit out on kids, man. If the motherfucker was a good parent, regardless, man or woman, they was good parents when you was with the motherfucker. Now they ain't gonna be good parents. Yeah, some shit gonna change. You ain't gonna be around as much. You ain't gonna be able to do as much with your kid. Yeah, but that don't mean you wasn't a good parent, and you shouldn't treat that man like he wasn't a good parent, and vice versa. You know, and be respectful. Even when you wanna, after you break up with somebody, to go out and date, be respectful. You gotta understand, your kids' father or mother is gonna still be involved in your life. The parent is still gonna be like, you know what I mean? That's your kid's parent. I don't know why people don't understand that. So yes, you be very careful. And if a motherfucker that's what you can't handle that, then okay. Well, you shouldn't be fucking with that person. Hey, niggas got mad at Wayne Brady. He was like, oh, he had this good relationship with his ex-wife, and he was friends with the husband at the time, and they was cool. But that took time, right? But at the same time, the one thing that I heard Wayne Brady say, he said we never took that shit out on the kids. We were still friends, and they broke up for whatever it did, but it took time. But you don't take that shit out on no kids. How you act matters when it comes to your kids. What they see how you act and how you interact, they watch that. That's why kids be affected when they parents get divorced, or even after the divorce, they get over that a little bit, and then you bring somebody else in, and you don't handle that shit right. Nah, tell motherfucker, look, if you fuck with me, I mean, and like I said, I'm not bringing my kid around. I'm just saying me. I'm not bringing my kid if I'm broke up or whatever, I'm not bringing my kid around my girl. The girl I'm messing with is not coming around my kid at all. She probably would never meet my kid. So I feel like we real serious. I wouldn't bring my kid around. I wouldn't bring her around my kid, the girl I'm messing with or something like that. Um, unless we like a year or something in. Like you're not meeting my kid in a year, in between that year. You know, because I don't want my kid to be comfortable with you at all if the shit ain't serious. And like I said, I most likely probably wouldn't get married again. So I'm just saying, it's a very. I'm like 95% that I wouldn't get married again, regardless if I was in a relationship. But however I broke up with my wife or whatever, God forbid nothing like that happened. But I'm just saying, like I ain't getting married again. So whoever I'm fucking with, you know, you'll never meet my kid. For what? We never gonna be that serious. Cause I'm never going to probably commit to you. You know what I mean? I'm committing to you that we date and you might be my girl or something like that, but you know, I just it's different for me. I just don't understand why people don't understand that when they getting divorces or they even if they're not getting divorced, they just girlfriend, boyfriend, and they split, and you have a kid. Like, understand that person that you broke up with, and y'all got a kid together. That person is going to be in your life, regardless. And you have to make that very clear to the person that you're dealing with, or you in the future of you dealing with. They'll still have to deal with that person regardless. It's the kid's parent. But anyway, let's move on. Sorry, people, I went off like that.
Black man, and they have an issue with that. So you'll see that. You'll see white men calling white women that name that I'm not going to say, but it starts with an M, and then the second word starts with an S, and it's one of those dangerous fishies that you see in the sea. And that's all I'll say about describing what that name is that they call.
And listen, and let me say this too. I have said this over and over again. Date whoever you want to date. Be with whoever you want to be with. But understand that culture matters, race matters in relationships. Regardless if you are you with your own race. Race matters. I don't know why people don't understand that. Race does matter. Culture matters in any relationship. Whoever you're dealing with, in your culture, outside your culture, it matters. But love who you want to love, but be respectful to other people's culture and race. And try to understand it. Just can't be ignorant till we got. But anyway, let's move on.
White women who are with black men, but that's the only time I've ever seen like a white man denigrating a white woman. But as to say that they're all ugly and all those other things, I don't really see that either. So that's the only, I guess, difference as it relates to one of the folks. If you want to love your wife and be with your wife, then go be with your wife. Leave Michelle Obama and any other black woman out of your mouth. I'm so sick and tired of hearing this. Okay? Michelle Obama or anybody...
Brandon Tatum, he can't do that because of the fact he's anti-black. He just doesn't do it to black women. He does it to black men. He does it to his own people that look like him. He hates black people. He's anti-black. He hates being black. So, like I said, this is despicable that he said, but I'm not shocked. I'm not even appalled by it. I'm almost like, yo, just leave. I'm kind of with her in a way. Just leave black women and black people out your mouth. We get it. You hate us. Start talking about us. But like I said, he can't stop talking about us because that's how he makes his money. And so long as he continue to keep black people in his mouth to make money, I'm gonna continue to keep talking about coon ass niggas like him. It just is what it is. You're not just gonna make money off of black paint. We got to make money off this coonery that's going on. If that's the case, I'm petty in that way. I don't give a fuck. I'm not taking a high road with this shit. This shit is what Brandon Tatum and these coons does. It's dangerous to our people. It puts targets on our back. He trying to shape how young black men should look at black women and look at their own people. Like, bro, come on, man. Of course we ain't perfect, but goddamn, we ain't all bad either. Like, what the fuck? I genuinely don't understand sellouts to a certain extent. Like, you trying to group us all like we all bad because we don't think like you. Like, bro, let's move on.
Else that's black doesn't need to be a part of your measuring stick against your wife. And by the way, I will say this to all women who are in relationships with black men who talk this way. Whether or not it's a black woman, you should actually be thinking to yourself, this is not really somebody with good character, because the fact that you being a woman, doesn't matter what race, ethnicity you are, you being a woman and being married to a man who is speaking this way about another woman should tell you something about the character of that man.
Listen, and I was saying that earlier. Like, it's weird, bro. Like, it's not even just a race thing of what he's doing. It's a man thing. Like, yo, I am not sitting around trying to compare my wife to another man's wife or woman. Like, nigga, I'm who I'm with. I love who I'm with. I think she fine. I think that's me. I don't give a fuck what nobody think about my wife. Right? Like, as long as I love her, and as long as I feel that she's attractive and all these other things, I don't need nobody else's opinion about that. And vice versa for me. My homies, what the fuck I look like? Like, yo, she ain't all that good looking. Or telling another man, like, your wife ain't all that good looking. Like, just randomly coming out. Right? Like, I'm being petty to Brandon Tatum's wife because of the fact that she ain't a good human being either, because she's allowing this dude to be a sellout and speak this way about other black people, his own culture. So she's not a good person at all. And like I said, I'm petty. I don't normally do this, but I get petty when motherfuckers cross lines, certain lines. Your wife is not all that, bro. Like, she's not fine like that. She's not good looking, and it ain't got nothing to do with her looks. To me, your wife ain't good looking to me because she's married to you. She accepts your coon ass. So she's not attractive or good looking to me. I told you, you can, listen, a person could be outside look good, right? Their body, their face, all, that could look good. But if a person is ugly inside and they say ugly shit and evil shit and, inhumane shit, yo, you don't think that they that good looking. Like, you get what I mean? Because you got to understand, after you have sex with that person, right? What are y'all going to talk about? It's just about fucking? Okay, cool. If it's just about that, then fine. But outside, after you fuck that person, what's the conversation y'all having? Then it'll most likely be a turn off for me if I know this person. Because you have to talk before you fuck. Right? Like, you have to get to know somebody a little bit. And you figure out who they are, and they start speaking. You know, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool, nigga. I'm cool. So, like I said, Brandon Tatum, your wife is not that good looking to me, and it's not just because of her looks. It's because of her who she is. I mean, how she who she allowed you to be a sellout and degrade your own people. So she's not good looking to me. And and that's majority of why a high percentage wise that I don't think she's good looking. It really got nothing really too much to do with her looks like that. Not saying it ain't a percentage of that, but I'm just saying like it's a high percentage that I don't think your wife is very good looking because she accept a sellout like you. But that's grown man shit. Brian Tatum don't understand that. He's a man child. This nigga is supporting Donald Trump. So like you gotta understand these people ain't fully developed as grown ass people. They pretend that they are, but they're not. But let's move on.
And so anybody who's married to a man like that, you need to really think about who you are laying down with.
That's true.
Because that's not really a good person. And you are a woman, regardless of whether or not you're married to him. You're a woman first. And anybody who puts down women, that's actually verbal assault, verbal abuse. So you might want to consider looking at the character of that person, okay? Again, I say, to these black men and black women who are swirlers and you're involved, just make a misstep and see how your life changes. See how your life
It's not even just that. Like, and I want to be very, very clear about this. When black women and black men date outside of their race, my thing is always to tell them, love whoever you want to love. But understand it comes with consequences. And you may not see it right then and there, or you may try to ignore it. But it's consequences of dating outside your race. It just is. It is what it is. You can try to deny it all you want. You can try to pretend I don't see race and all that other bullshit. That's bullshit. Like I said, it's certain shit that, like, if I'm with my black family, it's certain shit how we talk or what we talk about, right? And we listen. Some of the shit we might say that may offend other races of people. It happens. That's in any culture. I don't care who it is. I don't care what culture it is. It's certain shit in certain cultures that how black people or any race speaks, how they speak to one another, it will offend. Just the conversations a lot of the time will offend other races of people. It's not because we racist and no shit like that. It's just because you are in a culture and y'all think a certain type of way. I'm telling you, I know one thing I do know. If a black man brings a white girl in to a family function around black folks, the black women, they're not totally offended, but they gonna have issue. It's very opposite for black men. I mean black women when they bring white dudes. Because one thing about black men, I think a lot of the times we like to bring a white man around. You got a black family member bring a white dude around. We almost kind of like we test them of culture, like we testing them, right? Just on some man shit, but at the same time on some culture shit. We trying to test it. But when a black man brings a white woman around in a family function, listen, nigga, that's a whole nother different thing. Like, it ain't even about culture to a certain extent. It's not fully about the culture. It's about, that's a no-no. Black women don't like that shit. They don't. It's not because they bigoted and racist. It's just they're more of they're not as accept they don't accept that shit as much, right? Even when a black woman, excuse me, bring a white man around in the culture, white women, I mean black women are very like they're a little standoffish, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, and not trying to blame all white women, I mean black women like that, but I know black women. Black women, when it comes to bringing white people around our shit, like, I'm telling you, black women don't listen. They be on the ass like that. Black men, it depends what the age range is to a certain extent, but we not really caught up into that shit too much like that. You bring a white dude around, like, oh, she bring this white dude around. What the fuck? Okay, let's see what he about. Right? We test the white dude. Right? Yes, it's about race with us, but it's about testing them, see what type of white person they are. Black women, they don't fuck about that shit. Right? That's like later down the line. They automatically on go. You a black sister bring a white man around, nigga, they on go. A brother bring a white girl around, nigga, they on go. Can't do that around black sisters like that. And I respect that about black sisters. Because it's almost checking us. Regardless if it's a black man or a black woman, they checking us. Because a lot of times black men, we kind of, we nonchalant about shit. You know what I mean? Me, I'm a little different. Like every time I see, listen, I show love to white people like that. You know what I mean? Or any race. But, when I see black people dating outside their race, nigga, I get uncomfortable. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. And it's not because of how you think. I'm uncomfortable with it because the simple fact, do the black person know that it comes with consequences with that? It's extra. Yeah, you looking at it as a relationship situation, but are you really understand this? I get uncomfortable. Not because they white. Is not mainly because they white. It's because do they understand? The black person understand what comes with that. That's what makes me uncomfortable because a lot of times black people do not know that when they date outside their race. Some black people are ignorant to it. Or they'd be like, yeah, well, I kind of know. Like, no, do you really know? Yeah, you might live in a community where that shit is okay at. You know what I mean? Now you coming around black folks. Now black folks, we different. You've been around 8 people. You gotta act a certain type of way. You gotta, like, you know what I mean? Like, the one thing when I hang around my people, and I'll be honest about it, when I hang around my people, I'm me. The number one thing I always gotta show respect. I don't give a fuck where I'm at or what race I'm around. I'm show respect. But when I'm with my people, I don't have. I'm gonna be a little quiet when I'm around my people a little bit. I don't give a fuck where I'm at, but I'm gonna be a little quiet because I'm trying to peep the room, right? I'm trying to feel the atmosphere. But when you get around other races of people, man, you trying to feel that shit, but it takes a little longer. But when you're around your own people, don't take that long. You know what it is. You get comfortable right away. Not right away, but you get comfortable right quickly when you're around your own. When you outside of your race and go around other races of people, you got to be on guard a little bit. It takes a minute. It takes a minute. It's just culture. I'm just telling you, it's just a culture thing. Shit, I mean, you could be a black American, go around a Jamaican family. The culture is different. Yeah, we black, but You gotta watch how you say certain shit around them. You get what I mean? But you gonna get very more comfortable quicker than you being around white and Mexican people. I'm just telling you that. Or any other race, Chinese, whatever. You're gonna be because the culture with other black people that are different outside of black Americans, it's kind of the same. But the culture is a good 75% different. Just being real. People don't want to be real about that shit. They just be trying to lie about it all the time. But shout out to my brother Game in the building. What up, Game? People try to lie about that shit, man. Try to pretend like shit, the culture don't matter. It matters. I don't give a fuck who you with, who you deal with. You can fuck with another black person. They could be from Africa. They could be from another continent, black continent. Nigga, the culture is different. Like it's certain shit, yeah, you can get comfortable a little quicker. We do some shit similar. But there's certain levels of certain shit that where other brothers and sisters from different continents around the world, the culture is different. Like I said, I've been in Jamaica, bro. Like, listen, when I went to Jamaica, nigga, they don't like you calling them niggas. They don't like that shit. A lot of brothers and sisters in Africa or some of these Haitian brothers and sisters, they don't like that shit. Listen, go around some man. Listen, I've been to Jamaica. Listen, I'm telling you, you black, they don't like that shit. Calling them niggas and shit. They don't like that shit. They feel insulted by that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what that was a part of my growth of kind of getting me to stop saying the N word like that. Right? Because that shit was a big experience for me. It was black people that looked like me and was like, nah, we ain't cool with that. And it was elderly people too as well. Even people my age or younger. They were like, nah, don't do that. Don't call me that. And I had to respect it. I mean, you can be ignorant to it, you can be all disrespectful to it, but But I respect my people, so yeah. But anyway, let's move on.
Taken down in a split second when you do something to offend that non-melanated person, and see how your family, your job, your work, everything can go down in a house of cards, and see how quickly you will be reminded of how black you are when you're in court and things like that, and that woman or that man reminds you that yeah, my color trumps yours, so I'll take everything and I will take you down. Just remember that. So you go ahead, keep insulting us, keep insulting black women and black men, and see how it turns out for you. Because
this is my thing about a lot of immigrant people, regardless if they was black or not in this country. A lot of people got this thing. A lot of these type of people got this thing of acting like they've been more persecuted in this country than we are. Like, no, we are more persecuted. We are more get demeaned than anybody in this country because we've been here longer. We get shit that you have a lot of the times. Other cultures of people that have been here, y'all don't get the same as what we get. It's not the same. We are always black Americans are always the number one enemies in this country, and some of your own people help it, right? Because it's pushed by white mainstream media to push this shit around the world of how black Americans is. They only every time they turn around talk about Chicago, like you get what I mean? Like fuck. It ain't no gangster shit happening in Arkansas. Right? Like, it ain't no white gangs. Like, yeah, it is. And you think about it, you acting like everybody in that black community in Chicago, like nobody Like everybody is in there committing crimes and shit like that. If that was the case, then all the black people would be locked up. The crime rate should even be even more higher. If that's the case, if that's how all black people are getting down like that in black communities. Like, you get what I'm saying? You see the hypocrisy in that? But they only do it to our people, and they push this thing and they talk about us, we on welfare and all that shit. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. Listen. So some of you immigrants, y'all come talk about they get free money. Listen, first of all, you already get free money even coming over here in our community. Y'all get money to set up. That comes from our taxpayer money, the black people that actually be here, black Americans. It comes from our money. We're gonna put all other different races up. That comes from black Americans' money. Y'all get set up. Yes, some of you people can come over and pay for y'all to come here and shit like that. But that's all our shit. All that visa shit, all that shit. That shit is black Americans, hard-earned black people that work in this country. That all comes from that. You're not coming over here and not getting any welfare. Stop pretending that none of us get this so-called welfare, which is, listen, if you want to call it welfare, we all get it. Every culture get it. White American people get it. Everybody get welfare in this fucking country. Because we all need help. Because the rich, because y'all so ignorant to a lot of this shit. A lot of people in this country so ignorant that this is a capitalist, crooked country. Your black ass go work. We all go work 9 to 5s and we go do what we do. They take more, because it's more 9 to 5 workers than it is billionaires. They're not paying this crazy taxes like y'all think. They are, listen, it is less billionaires and millionaires in this country than it is people that are not. It's more of us. Should get function in a way. The country only runs off of the people that are not millionaires and billionaires. And there's a lot more of us than it is than the one. That's why it's called the 1%. Even the millionaires are in the 1%. And it's still the 1%. There's a lot of millionaires in this country, but it's still 1%. Like, stop acting like none of us are getting welfare. We all get help from the government. We all help each other when we pay taxes. Everything. I go, fuck. Do you see a billionaire build a school and continue every year and pay for that school in your local, if they from where you from? Do they do that? No, they don't. They do not pay for it. That's why I told you. Like I always tell y'all, it's impossible. If I'm worth $100 million, right, and just say I bring in $50 million a year, my income, right, and I'm worth $500 million, and I can take about, just say I can take about 300 million, and I can build a school. I can build a school. And if I'm making $50 million every year, I can build a school and I can pay for this school every year to get everything that they need. They don't pay the teacher shit. I'm just saying. So I can take $25 million. I can take my taxes every year that I make, that I get back, and pay the teachers to keep my school functioning, pay all the bills in there. But you ain't seeing billionaires do that. You see what billionaires do? They get their business. Do they really care about school, care about the kids' future? No, they don't. It's about them getting money. You don't listen. The crazy shit about it, the schools only make money because of the teachers that work there, the administrative people, because they get paid and they pay taxes. That's it. That's it. Of it, outside of that, listen, it's all every school around America is getting built from off of taxpayer money. No school makes money. No school. No school literally makes money. Not a college, not none of that shit. It doesn't make any money. Other than the people that work there and they pay taxpayer money and they put it back. That's all they doing. But I'm talking about literally kids, people that go to school, the teachers and other outside the teachers, but the kids that get taught and all that shit, nobody making no money for the school. Really, honestly. The way kids you know getting an education, it's not a job. That's to teach. They're not making no money. A school is a business, just like if it's a public school or whatever, right? It's all business. It's all business. It's all about business. If it's a public school or private school, it's all business, bro. They making money off the schools, but the kids ain't making no damn money. That's why when people be getting mad at the college kids because they making money now. Like, what you talking about? Y'all been benefiting off of these kids for generations. And now you mad because the kids is making money and they can go wherever the fuck they want to go and they telling you, look, and we bought our business too. They making money off their talent. And now they upset about it. The coaches. You see the coaches, Nick Saban, all them, fuck you, dude. You done made millions of dollars off of these kids and they ain't make shit. We gave them a scholarship. You ain't pay for that scholarship. What, through your tax, when you pay taxes, you still got paid. These kids ain't get paid for shit. Trying to tell y'all, man, listen. The problem is that people don't understand how shit works in this government. So they don't understand. They sitting there, you let these rich ass people tell you about how bad shit is for them. How this not working for them. But they're making money off of people, poor people, and people that is working regular 9 to 5s. They making money hand over fist. You think a rich person that's making, let me just explain it. If I'm making $2 million a year, is it my fault that, or your fault that you work a 9 to 5, that these motherfucking businesses can't keep their businesses open? I never get upset with these corporations when they lose businesses and they got to downgrade. Yeah, of course you get upset because yeah, people make money off of that. But these people are literally not investing in their own businesses. They're literally not. They're literally not investing in their own business, but they want you to continue to go out there. They want to raise prices. They want to do all these things. They want to pay the people that work for them less, but they don't invest in their own business. You get what I mean? You make more money when you hire more people, right? Because now the people that you're hiring is going to buy from where they're going to buy your shit where they work. That's why when they tell you, oh, the money got to trickle down when they get the tax, they get their tax breaks. They're not investing in opening up more jobs to make money. They're not doing that. They're pocketing the money. They're taking that money and they maybe go open up another business or whatever they're doing. But they're not investing in the business. Like if I get a tax break, nigga, right? I get millions of dollars back. And I got a business. Nigga, I'm taking half of that $1 million. I mean, half of them millions of dollars that I got back from tax. The tax breaks I got, I'm putting that, I'm going to invest that shit in my company so where I can hire more people to make more money. That's real capitalism. But what they're doing is they're just taking money. They're getting tax breaks and they're not putting that money back in the corporation, in their businesses. They're not doing that. The crazy part about it is that a lot of the American people don't know that. So when they be like, oh man, they shutting shit down, they doing all that, because they are pocketing the money. Listen, people, if I'm worth $1 billion. Let's just say that. I literally have $1 billion. And I'm not talking about what I own. Right? I'm talking about I literally have $1 billion in my account. Right? There's no fucking way that any of my businesses is getting shut down. There's no way impossible. Other than maybe it's other companies shutting down where they not shopping where I shop at or whatever my business. Like, you get what I'm saying? But that's normal shit. But my business should always will be able to hire more people. I'm getting taxes back. And I'm doing loopholes, tax cuts and shit. And what Trump did, like what the fuck is people talking about, bro? It's no way impossible that these people talking about they ain't got the money. They ain't got the money to do this and do that. It's a lie, bro. It's a fucking lie. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. Let's get back into it.
It's called God, it's called karma, and neither of those two sleep. Just remember that the next time you open your mouth and talk about a black woman. And I want to just say something too, because I had commented on it when I saw it posted on Instagram, and a lot of the folks came for me, talking about, well, his wife is better looking than Michelle Obama. Yes, she is. I'm not even going to give that life. I'm not even going to put these people on display. All I will say
listen, first of all, the bad part about it is that if those folks are even talking about it, Like, how you don't know that whoever they with is ugly, or they ugly, or they're not good looking? It's anybody's preference or what you think is good looking. That's why I say it's very weird that people even doing that. But anyway, let's move on.
You too, you women, you non-melanated women that are coming for me and co-signing on what that black man is saying about that black woman, you too need to check your character. The fact that you will sit up there and also take part in insulting a woman's looks says a lot about your character as well. And I say this again, I don't even know how these people sleep at night. I don't know how these people circle the vicinity at the end of the day and feel like they're doing something good, that they're good people.
It's
that
not
they...
like I said, it's not really, right? You gotta understand the type of times that we are in, right? And always make sure that I keep reminding myself this when I see stories like this and people saying certain shit that they say. A lot of people should not have this type of access to express themselves, because a lot of these people are irrelevant themselves. They only relevant and they feel good about themselves being in chats and talking. They don't really feel good about themselves, right? Like, you see people all the time leave all types of despicable shit and say despicable shit. Everybody is not meant to say. The times we in, yes, I get that, but to be realistic, no, everybody shouldn't be speaking. Everybody shouldn't have an opinion, because a lot of people speak out of being fucked up themselves. A lot of people hate themselves, so they say hateful shit. They come out and say all types of crazy and hateful shit to other people, right? It's almost like, all right, I got my platform, I say what I say, right? It's a lot of shit I think about and I want to say, but I know it ain't appropriate. I'm responsible enough to understand that, right? It ain't, some shit ain't meant for me to say or to put out here, right? But then we in this time where people only make money and they get the recognition, right? It ain't about money a lot of times for some of these people. It's about just getting people recognizing what they're saying and like, oh, make them feel good about themselves. So it makes them feel good that other people agree with they nasty and inappropriate and disrespectful thoughts. It makes them feel good about themselves because their life probably ain't shit anyway. Right? So, like, I have to remind myself of that. So, and I think a lot of people should remind themselves that. If you got the platform, you don't. But, yeah, people only say shit because they fucked up a lot of the times and they say hateful and fucked up shit to others. And like I said, just because you thinking and you feel a certain type of way about shit does not mean that it's appropriate of you to say it. Keep that shit to yourself. Some shit you keep to yourself. People don't, I'm just being real. No, listen. Being real sometimes is you have a something you gotta say. If you don't think how this may affect others, then that's not being real. Because your thought process and how you feel a lot of times will offend people of what you're saying. You have to acknowledge that. But if you don't understand it or even care, then no, you're not being responsible. You got a lot of people on the internet and chats and all that other shit, make they little shows and make their videos. They don't be having to speak, bro. They just want to speak because they want to be seen. Right? I don't do it to try to be seen. what I do. I do this shit to try to uplift people and try to speak on issues that need to be spoke about, right? And I have a reason for it, right? A lot of people they speak on shit, even do a video or whatever they do, is because they want to be famous. They want people to know who they are. I don't really give a fuck about that. I don't really care. I know what my purpose is. Like I know my purpose. A lot of people in this world, and you see on the internet, do not know their purpose. And so that's why you see people saying all types of fucked up shit in the chats, and they make videos, and they make all this shit, and they say the horrible shit they say because they don't know what their worth is, and they don't understand what they here for. These are lost individuals a lot of times. So let's just be real about it. Let's move on.
Have human basic decency. And that goes for anybody who's on social media making fun of people's looks, making fun of people's bodies, commenting, denigrating, laughing, putting up memes of animals next to that person. Something is fundamentally wrong with you. And I always say, you can't possibly be happy with your life. I just wonder what your life is, because you can't possibly be happy if you find...
And then, hold up, and then there'd be people that'll come out, and what the sister saying, she's not wrong, and then it'd be even some of our young folks that come out and talk about, you just don't understand the times that we in. No, I understand the times we in very well. I understand that some of you young motherfuckers are just ignorant. You don't know no better. You ain't been taught right. Some of this shit you keep to yourself. Why you want to let everybody know what the fuck you thinking? Did you ever think about that? And then these are the same motherfuckers that get mad because the law is using what they saying or what you've been doing on social media. When you do some fucked up shit, getting some criminal behavior. You tell on your damn selves. You tell on yourselves. You tell everybody your goddamn business. And then you get mad about it. Right? If you ain't gonna stand on it, because at the end of the day, nigga, everything I say, nigga, I stand on. I don't give a fuck what the consequences is. I understand everything. A lot of shit I say comes with consequences. I get that. And I ain't doing it for just because of society. Or what we doing for society of consequences. I'm just talking about on a moral and spiritual level. I think outside of this bullshit. That's why I stand on the shit that I say. I gotta live with it. If I can't live with what I say, then what the fuck am I talking about then? Why am I saying it? So you ask yourselves that. If I ain't gonna stand on it, then on a moral shit, on a spiritual level, then what the fuck am I talking? I'm just saying shit to be saying. But nah, I'm not doing that. I'm standing on what I say. I understand the consequences, and I don't give a fuck about the society consequences. I give a fuck about my moral and spiritual consequences that come with that. Come with what I say. And what I said, I stand on. But you got people sitting out here pretending they don't live in real reality, but it's okay. It's the internet reality. I'm cool. But listen, let y'all be cool with that bullshit.
Joy.
My damn commercial. My bad.
You find joy in insulting people about the way that they look and denigrating people and putting them down. You can't possibly be happy with yourself, your looks, your character. It's really that simple. Because somebody with basic human decency would not look at a person or make their whole platform about insulting people or putting people down. You have self-hatred within you. You don't like yourself. And that's the bottom line, and you're projecting it on other people who are living their best life. Black women, black men, living their best lives, minding their black business. So all you black Judases that are just skin folk and not kinfolk, and then all of you other non-melanated people that are joining in, y'all need to check yourselves. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with your life. You're not happy with yourselves. And that's
And I'll leave it there. And she right about that. Give me 1 second. She right about that shit. All right, people, I'm back. But yeah, man, I agree with the sister. Some listen, you gotta be down there upset with yourself as a person. Real talk. Like you can't be just sitting out there. Like a lot of people, you see them a lot on the internet. They be saying shit. I'm like, yo, you ain't gotta say that, bro. You ain't gotta degrade people in that way. Right? You gotta like sometimes, yo, you just because you got an opinion about something doesn't mean that shit matter, right? It doesn't matter. Like I have a lot of opinions. I think a lot of shit, but I don't say certain shit because it doesn't really matter, right? Like it's not that big of a deal if people don't really care about it, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, let's move on to this Austin Metcalf shit. Let's listen to this. We came to find out that this kid is a racist. Let's get into it.
First Club Live, here to get some breaking news and top stories. We're going to get right into it. Austin Metcalf and the Carmelo Anthony case seems to have picked up some steam recently as the judge attached to it has been removed. Some of the biggest news coming out of the story are the backgrounds of the two teens. One being Carmelo Anthony. There was like an alleged text message that would be released, giving people some concerns. But when it comes down to Austin Metcalf's background, there was an extensive bullying record as well as things involving the KKK that has now been made to light.
In this motion for a new trial, the background reports are being released, and defense is going first, releasing 20 pages now of Austin Metcalf's behavioral history. Carmelo Anthony was dressed in a suit and tie for this morning's hearing, which began with the defense arguing that efforts by the trial judge and prosecutors to combat threats and deal with disruptions actually prevented Anthony from getting an open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury. CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances.
Nah, you listen. First of all, you don't do that, and that's the thing I'm saying about how racist white people like to come off and say, "Oh, I did some bad things, but they were just kids." No, listen, that's been taught, right? Like we like they like to And even some black folks, we like to say, oh no, that's how they've been raised when it comes to black kids. Let me get y'all to understand something. Carmelo Anthony has never been in trouble at all. Hasn't done anything in his life of anything compared to this little racist kid. Never, ever. Ain't on no social media. It's nothing of this young black brother doing anything close to this. He ain't been in trouble. But, you know, he's a thug. But we kind of find out Austin Mecalf, the motherfucker that got hit. Listen, I don't wish death on nobody. Wish harm to nobody. Listen, I ain't saying he deserved it. I'm just saying, listen, you put your hands on people, you don't know who you fucking with. And he played around with that shit because he was a bully. Because you're going to hear more shit of how this dude was a bully. He was going around just this little shit talking about, you know, black people, KKK members. And you run up onto a black person and you play with them like that, you don't know who you fucking with. Saying that shit, you think it's all okay to say because you was raised that way or whatever. Because he don't understand consequences. His daddy is a racist. His mama a racist. That shit should have got nipped in the bud from the parents. They raised this motherfucking little racist motherfucker. Austin Mecalf, they raised this little racist piece of shit. Excuse me. You telling me that he just all of a sudden, he just picked this up? No, he didn't. His parents allowed it. There wasn't no consequences from the parents. You know why? But it's because he kept doing it. He kept doing it. It's so much shit that this kid did at this school. Even the school allowed it. That lets you know what's up with the school. The school allowed this motherfucker to continue to keep coming in. Listen, let me tell you something. All right, one time, you on some bullshit with that racist shit. One time, because they kids. I get it. The second, third time? No, ain't no second time. You going to be expelled. And I'm going to make sure I go to the board and say, yes, he's a danger to all children. All young folks in any school. And we got to look at the parents. Where he picked this up? He didn't pick this up from us. But like I said, when the school allowed this shit, they let him keep getting away with it, then the school is a part of the problem. Not just the parents, the school was. Oh, we just did. You heard him? Let's do it again. This is what he said when he got caught doing racist shit. This is what he said.
CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks.
Him and his brother. So when people were like, oh, maybe the brother ain't like that. No, him and his brother. Him and his brother was okay. Like, yo, come on, bro. This ain't an internet thing, bro. You get raised this way. You get raised this way. Mind you, they like to blame black mothers and black fathers for the kids that do fucked up and harmful shit, right? Then why we can't blame these racist kids' parents? And we know the father are racist. Let's move on.
And Heil Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school.
We know it's black kids that's in jail right now, teenagers that had to serve time in jail for just selling dope. In these juvenile places in the black community. We know that. We know that. They just sold dope. But this motherfucker's putting up KKK shit, vandalizing shit. It's vandalism. Kids being kids. No, ain't no kids being kids. You don't get none of our kids that. You don't get none of our black kids that they caught with some drugs or something. Come on, man. Let's go back a little bit.
Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school, and in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024 with another female student, Austin
understand this. You pick that shit up from home. They in elementary school abusing a girl. And we know the research on that the father was abusing the wife. That's why they got a divorce. That's why all that other shit. Even them kids was getting abused. Them same kids we talking about. We know this. The community let it go though. See, this is a community thing too as well. You let it go, and then now these kids grow up and they seeing what they seeing. They think it's okay to put their hands on a girl. Because they watched their daddy do it and got away with it. And the mama allowed that shit. Like, come on, bro. Let's move on.
Knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, "I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids." At a previous track meet, when another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, "behind our bench was talking wild," Austin reportedly replied, "Kill that MF." During the 2023-2024 school year, he received in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 reveal that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official
that... Think about that shit, man. That's why I said this shit is part of a school situation too. Ain't no way I'm the principal or any... This motherfucker is out of there. You think it's okay for you to call a teacher a bitch? Nigga, I got put out of all public schools in Baltimore because of the simple fact that I was acting up. I didn't call a teacher a bitch and no shit like that, but I was acting up. I was wild, acting out, fighting and shit. I got put out of all public schools. But this school said, you know, hey, you know what? Yeah, he called one of our teachers a bitch, and we're gonna let him back in here. Excuse me. The fuck out here. In elementary school? Listen, let me tell you something. Any of my fucking god kids or my nieces or nephews or my daughter ever call a teacher out their name and be disrespectful like that, nigga, they, oh, I don't give a fuck about that shit they talking about. Can't put your hands on your kid. Yeah, all right. Because what happens is you get kids like this. I ain't saying you gotta abuse the kids and no shit like that, but I guarantee you my kid won't come back saying that bullshit out their mouth. It won't be a consistent thing. This is a consistent thing that this kid did. So the parents ain't shit. The school ain't shit. Ain't no motherfucking way. I don't give a fuck what the school standards is. I know one motherfucker named my kid did that, or my god kid, or god kids, or my nieces and nephews. Nigga, we got problems. We don't raise y'all that way. Y'all ain't been raised that way. Ain't no way. Who the hell around here you think you can call? You call me a bitch? Did you hear me calling your mom or whoever a bitch? Like, nigga, you crazy? Ain't no kid will ever come that I know that's close to me will ever do that. If they did it one time, they won't do it again. I tell you that shit. They won't do it again, and if they did it again, oh nigga, consequences for that. You ain't got to worry about the law. You ain't got to worry about the law for me. That's all I'm saying. This kid was out of control in the school, let this shit go, and the parents just went along. Oh, they're just kids, and your kid wound up getting themselves killed because you let it go. Because you didn't give a fuck about the consequences. It's your kid, you know. Whatever. Nah, fuck all that. My kid can't be disrespectful like that. My god kids, my nieces, never. They ain't. Listen, hey man, we don't play that shit. We don't play that. Not where I come from. No, we don't play that. I wish my daughter would, nigga. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I wish one of my nieces and nephews says, man, God kids, I wish they would. Nigga, I be in a boy. And let's just say they parents be like, no, ain't no kid shit, nigga. I'm getting in the parents' ass. Getting in my homeboys and shit. Homegirls, like, what the fuck wrong with y'all? This is an issue. Your kid think it's okay to go in school and call teachers bitches? What the fuck y'all allowing at home? See, it's about what you're allowing, what your kid experiencing, what they're seeing. I told you, my daughter here and there, nigga, she be like, Daddy, bad language. Cause she know that shit is wrong. And I do, you know, as a grown as a dog, wash myself up. Yeah, boy, I'm sorry, I apologize. But my daughter knows that. She know that they are bad words. Because we raised her right. Motherfuckers sitting out here acting like they, you know, with their kids and shit. Oh, they just kids. We can't whip their ass no more. You're a motherfucking lie. I wish my daughter would. I wish my god kids or my nieces and nephews would. Fuck out of here, man. Not be in their ass. Fuck you talking about. Anyway, let's move on.
School suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 revealed that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth. In 2024, on at least 5 occasions...
That's bullshit. That's white people shit talking about I can't control it. For you to say you couldn't control it, that means you could control it. Ain't nobody saying, hey, I can control me calling a teacher a bitch. Or acting like that. Just calling her a bitch. I couldn't control it. It just came out. Nah, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I have behavioral problems. I ain't never called no teacher no bitch. I tell you that. Remember when I told y'all, I said, we just punk ass parents. Listen, I'm a punk ass parent, I ain't gonna lie, but not in that way. If my daughter cross a fucking certain line, nigga, no. Mm-mm. My daughter start talking, what the fuck wrong with you? You don't call no teacher no bitch. because you upset. Fuck out of here. Listen, like I said, man, y'all listen. Kids I'm with, yes. My God, kids, they're a little certain different, right? But they know better when they get around me, bro. They know not to play me too much like that. I don't play like that. Watch your mouth. Hush your mouth. Like, well, I don't, yo, there's certain shit they can't do, bro. I don't give a fuck what they parents allow. There's certain shit you can't do around me or say around me. Watch your goddamn mouth. I don't play that shit. Now listen, I tell all my god kids and nieces and nephews, nigga, I give you the world if I can. Give you anything I can give you. But respect comes with my shit. You gotta be respectful. If they ain't respectful, then nigga, you don't get shit from me. That's how I feel about it. But anyway, let's move on. And I don't give a fuck how they parents raised them. It's me. I don't play like that. I think I got god kids and nieces and shit like that, and they don't want to fucking hang around me, nigga. They don't want to come around me because they know I don't play. Shit, they parents know. Because they punk ass parents. I don't play that shit. Punk ass parents. So, you know, just let your kids go off and do what they want to do. And then when they do some fucked up shit, then you want to start calling, saying, oh, they did this and did that. What the fuck you calling me for? What the fuck I need to even hear about it for? I don't even want to hear it. You let your kid be that way. Because you don't want to check them. Fuck out of here. Let's move on. I had that shit happen. No lie to y'all. I had that shit happen to plenty of my family members that do that shit, man. Or motherfucking god kids. They be wildin', nigga. And I'll be like, yo, they won't ever do that shit around me. They know better. And if they around me, nigga, and they don't know no better, I check the shit out of them. I say, well, nigga, you can't be in my presence. I don't play that shit. A kid is a kid, bro. Ain't no motherfucking kid is no grown ass adult, nigga. If I'm still paying for your motherfucking, for you to live in this society, nigga, you don't get to tell me what you ain't gonna do or how you gonna talk to me or how you need to speak. You ain't gotta be around me. I tell motherfuckers like that all the time. I don't give a fuck who you are, nigga. Fuck out of here with that shit. They just be talking like they don't gotta show respect. Well, nigga, well, don't hang around me. There's certain shit I ain't allowing. You allow it, I don't. So you can't be around. I lost a lot of motherfucking family members and shit like that because how they let their kids run all over top of them and say whatever the fuck they want to say. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You ain't got no respect. And a lot of them grew up the way we done. Talking about, well, this is the new way. It ain't no new way. Yes, I don't beat my kid, but if I had to beat my daughter ass, I'll beat her ass. But I raised her from young. I got her young. Even the little shit that she did, nigga, I whipped that ass early. So I ain't got to do it. You motherfuckers scared to do it. I whip ass. Fuck out of here. Let's move on, man.
Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage during a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player. Mecalf also got suspended after he and another student were talking about bringing a gun to school the following day.
I mean, when was it gonna stop? Suspended?
That motherfucker was a terrorist. He'd fuck around and kill somebody, bro. And then mind you, the school let it go. His parents let this shit go. Let him continue to be who he was. Like, bro, I blame the parents in the school for this. For who this dude wanted up becoming to be. And then he did. Because like I told you, it's consequences. I'm not okay with this kid dying, but I'm just saying, like, get the fuck out of here, bro. What you thought was going to happen to this kid? This nigga was talking, shooting people. Like, he was out of control. This motherfucker was a up-and-coming terrorist. He was going to be a terrorist. He was going to shoot the school up. He was going to do some fuck shit because of the parents and adults in the school was allowing this motherfucker to act the way he act. And everybody like, oh my God, I can't believe Carmelo stabbed him. Oh my God. Listen, I'm not okay with Carmelo killing him, but but hey man, Carmelo probably saved a whole bunch of children and adults from getting murdered. The way this kid, and this is documented. This kid was a fucking coming to being a terrorist. He was gonna be a fucking terrorist. We know you're a white supremacist. We know he was a racist. Fuck out of here, man. Anyway, let's move on.
Years in a row.
Yeah.
Bullying constantly. Teachers calling teachers names, hitting young women, little girls.
Yeah.
I mean,
your reaction, Bevan, when you hear this rap sheet, ideally that has now been released, what's your initial reaction, as well as does this change kind of where you see the sentencing of 35 years that Carmelo was to receive over this incident?
First of all, Carmelo shouldn't have got that much time like that for him being his first offense, and he didn't, and he wasn't have a thing about him being some type of violent person, right? There's no shit behind that, right? But the dude that he wound up killing had that, and the judge said, "Nah, that shit, we can't have that. We don't want that there. We don't want the jury to know that," which they didn't know. This kid was a menace to society, and he ran into a black kid that he was trying to bully and terrorize, and the kid fought back. Now, we may not like the outcome that would happen. Maybe people could say, oh, you know what? Maybe he should have took different tactics of, how he handled it. But if you look at this dude's behavior, it would have escalated. Just imagine it, just say, right, how he touched Carmelo, right? He did what he did, and Carmelo stabbed him, whatever. Imagine if Carmelo wouldn't have did that. Because what a bully does, and what a motherfucker, a social pass, like Austin Metcalf was, he would have kept amping it up. And he was bigger than Carmelo. He was bigger. And then he had people around him. His brother was there. Everybody was there. His brother was a little racist too. Right? Like you. And nobody around to stop it. So imagine if Carmelo wouldn't have did nothing. And they kept allowing this dude to bully him and keep doing that shit. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something what people don't recognize. Carmelo knew this dude of being a bully. And I believe he probably bullied Carmelo or bullied somebody that Carmelo knew. And that's why Carmelo went to the extreme that he went to. That's why he told him. He said, hey, and I genuinely believe this. He told that motherfucker, hey, put your hands on me and see what happened. Nobody says that, bro. Like, kids don't usually say that. Adults may say that. But kids don't usually say that. Kids are like, man, go about your business and shit like that. No kid like him, unless they've been bullied or they had interactions or they knew a motherfucker that person that was doing the shit they was doing, was like, you put your hands on me and see what happened. Because he probably seen it probably happened to him, and they don't want to talk about that shit. And I told y'all that. They don't even want to talk about it. Trying to make this dude, Austin Metcalf, like he was some type of innocent kid. He wasn't. Now you're hearing about this dude was a fucking bully. He was disrespectful to adults and teachers sitting out here doing racist shit. The jury ain't hearing none of that. Everybody saying, well, you know, Carmelo, he should have took a different tactic. Nigga, you don't know what this kid was dealing with. And that's what I said. He's supposed to say, do you understand that this kid was probably being bullied? Not from him, but just being bullied. And then you got a bully. Now we know a bully coming to fuck with him. And like I said, it just doesn't make any sense to me. The dude that he was cool with that didn't step up for him, that he talked to, that he was talking to before Mecalf came there, you telling me ain't none of these niggas know each other? You telling me that Carmelo Anthony didn't know anything about Austin Mecalf? Come on, man. Come on. Listen, I'm not saying the kid didn't supposed to get no time for killing somebody, but he shouldn't have got no 35 years for that. Oh no. Because you were saying he intentionally tried to kill somebody. Like he wasn't in no fear at all. And now the reason they thought that is because they didn't hear this shit or what we're hearing now about Austin Mecalf. And his lawyers that he had didn't do a good job. They're supposed to put him on the stand. This nigga he's gonna get 35 years to life basically for killing somebody. And you don't put him on the stand? To tell the jury, look, this is how I felt. I was scared. And you don't put him out there? Even if they believe him or not, but you're supposed to put him out there. Come on, man. His lawyers did a bad job. They just thought this kid, all the evidence they put out there, the prosecution and the lawyers and that bullshit, what they did, they put it out there to try to say it was just self-defense. They ain't telling you how he was thinking or what he was thinking because you don't know. The jury didn't know. They ain't let this kid, his lawyers did a horrible job, bro. Ain't no way you don't put him on the stand. It's the rest of his life. He's 18 years old. This is a kid. Yes, I want to hear what he felt. Not from you, because you the lawyer. Who the fuck are you? You wasn't there. He was there. How did you feel? The shit was crazy because I told y'all, the prosecution said, oh, we didn't want nobody on there was teachers, was educators. That's why they got rid of the black people. So you telling me everybody in the jury didn't have no type of, they weren't educators or nothing. But the black people, it was no black people that wasn't educators could be on that jury. And then the black people, come on, man. Let's move on. Excuse me. They lawyers did a horrible job. And I think they set Carmelo up to lose. And that's why he's in jail right now. Shit's crazy.
Well, my opinion is he should not have gotten 35 years in the first place, period. Just based on the case itself. This is outside of what I just learned just now. Based on the case itself, I still didn't think he deserved all that time. I don't even think he deserved a lot of time based on the case. Now,
we know drunk drivers that are kids don't get this long. And they intentionally got drunk. Right? But did they know they was gonna go out and kill somebody? No. Carmelo didn't think that he was going out to kill. It's like pre-ted. What's it called? Pre-ted. I can't think of it. I can't speak it now. Like he intentionally tried to go out and kill this dude. It wasn't that. It was a situation. He warned him. He said, "Man, you put your hands on me. That's something different. Like, yo, you put your hands on me, man. You'll see what happened." When he stabbed him, no, did he think he was gonna kill him? No, I don't think he thought he was gonna kill him. Like, and that's my thing when people go on juries and shit. Like, use common sense. Like, yo, you think that this kid intentionally tried to kill him? He had no reason, had no background or violence, none of that shit. You think this kid, and then they're not really telling you too much about the kid, his own defense. Was he getting bullied in school? I need to know these things. They didn't even do none of that. His defense was trash. This kid was not trying to kill this dude. He was trying to defend himself. He didn't want to kill this dude. He was telling him, "You put your hands on me, see what happened." That's anybody. Like, I don't want to kill nobody. I'll tell him over, "You put your hands on me, nigga. See what happened to you." That don't mean I'm trying to kill you. Now, when you're in a moment with somebody, going back and forth with them, you say, "Nigga, you put your hands on me and see what happened." Listen, you're talking about a kid too. Now, the grown-ass adult, maybe. Right? That we understand that we could kill somebody. But a kid, he's young, he ain't thinking about, he want, when he said what he said, he didn't think he was going to kill him. He thought about hurting him, not killing him. And he doesn't have a background of how Austin Metcalf had, of how he feel about other different races of people, of hurting them and killing them. He didn't have that. So, like, I don't know what the fuck, like I said, they was on some racist bullshit too. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? You put this kid in jail for 35 years, and the judge ain't shit either. I understand the parents was hurt that their kid is dead, but they raised a bad kid, and you knew that. That's the crazy part about it. The judge knew all the shit we know that was coming out with Mecalf, the kid, Austin Mecalf. The judge knew, and he still gave him 35 years. That lets you know how fucked up this was. Gave that kid 35 years. Never been in trouble a day in his life. Fuck out of here. People ask me, "Well, Kenny, what do you would have gave him?" Listen, real talk, I might have given him 15 years and he can get paroled in 5 to 10. I'd have gave him that. Because my thing is, all right, you was locked up or whatever. I mean, you did what you did, but nigga, you did kill somebody. Even if you ain't attempt to. Right? I don't think it was his intention to try to kill this kid. But, you know, you did kill somebody. I get that. People's like, "Well, what was your kid?" I get it. But I need to know all the evidence. And in this situation, even if it's for me, I know how my kid was. Yes. I'd have been like, yeah, give him 10, 15 years. With parole every year, every 5 years. Yes. I'm okay with that. Even as a parent to get my kid killed. But if I know this is about my kid and what they tried to hide, my kid wasn't innocent in this shit, yes. Oh, no, I'm not trying to lock no other kid up for some shit that I know who my kid was and shit like that. Like, man, come on, man. Niggas, listen, a parent can say, anybody can say, well, they should have chose different how they kill somebody. Not when a kid is doing what they doing. Let me put you on some real shit. Cause I come from the street shit, right? And I'm gonna leave this, right? I'm gonna leave it as this, and I'm done. This is the realest shit I'm gonna tell y'all. I knew some shit back in the day, right? One of my homies, he's dead. He got killed, got his head blown off in front of me, and I live. We live by a street code. That's how we live. And he he did some shit that the nigga that we did business with told us don't do this and don't do that. And if we cross that line and do that, we knew. This is what happened. This is the consequences for it. Excuse me. And when it happened, don't get me wrong, he wound up getting killed for this shit. My homeboy. He got killed. His head blown right in front of me. And don't get me wrong, I was mad. And I was like, yo, you can't come back to Baltimore no more. I'll kill you. Right? That's my man. But I understand. I understood it then, I understand it now. Or why he got killed. And I don't, like, I think the only thing that bothered me that he got killed in front of me. It's not how he got killed. But I mean, I didn't say that. It's that it's not why he got killed. I understand that. But I'm upset. Or I got my shit that I deal with about it is because he got killed in front of me. Right? That's my own personal trauma. But to be real about it, I understand why a nigga killed me. Cause I get it. It's rules to shit. Certain shit you don't do. He got killed. He got murdered the way he got murdered because it's rules to shit. Excuse me, my nigga didn't care about that. He didn't care, and he got killed for it. He got killed for it, and right in front of me for it. Yeah, it hurt. And I told the nigga straight up, I said, yo, you can't come here no more. I'm gonna kill you. Right? But man, I stand on that. But as you get older and you know shit, and you get a little bit more wisdom and you grow out of the shit. Yeah, I know why he got killed though, and I ain't as mad about it as I used to be, cause I understand it. Like that was the rules to the streets, and that was the rules that we had with the dude. And he killed the nigga. He killed my man. And I listen, but I told the nigga, I said, you killed my man, like, you know we gonna go to war like that. You can't come back here. I see you, I'm gonna try to kill you. Like, yeah. He understood that, and I understood what he was gonna do. But, it is what it is, bro. Like, people be acting like they don't understand shit. I understood why my homeboy got killed. That don't mean I'm okay with it. Um, and it happened to me. It devastated me. I've been fucked up ever since then. And like I said, if I seen that dude back in those days like that, at that time when I was out there in the streets like that, yeah, I'd have killed him. Me now? No. I can't be mad at niggas. That's street shit. I ain't a street nigga no more. So it is what it is. Anyway, people, leave comments, hit that like button. Support your boys, your boy, Mr. OBI. Peace and love to the world.